Nigeria matter tire me. Buhari buy aircraft for waiting for security. They want fight war. I no understand though. Okay, oh, good morning, my amazing people. Good afternoon, good evening. I greet you all according to your time. If you are new to this channel, you are highly welcome. If you are returning subscribers, thank you very much for tuning in. And if you have been watching, you've not subscribed, please kindly hit that red button where they say subscribe and put on the notification bell so you'll be getting more updates from this channel. Let's watch this video below, guys. I will be right back.
Chief of Air Staff and the representatives of the service chiefs, Chief of Defense Staff, Chief of Defense Intelligence, senior government officials, General Officer Commanding, and the Air Officers Commanding, senior officers both serving and retired, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am highly delighted to be here virtually today to commission this newly acquired Mi-171E helicopter, which is yet another addition to the inventory of the Nigerian Air Force. I am also pleased to unveil the newly reactivated Alpha Jet L39ZA aircraft, which will significantly boost the capacity of the service to carry out the mandate we have assigned to them. You may also recall that in February this year, I commissioned two Augusta 109 power attack helicopters and one Mi-171E helicopter, which were inducted into the Nigerian Air Force inventory to boost the operational capacity of the service. Today's induction brings to 23 the number of brand new aircraft that have been added to the inventory of the Nigerian Air Force since we came on board in 2015, and is a clear reflection of our unflinching commitment to ensuring the security of Nigeria and Nigerians. These 23 new aircraft are aside the 15 additional aircraft, including 12 Super Tucano aircraft from the United States of America and 3 JF-17 Thunder multi-role fighter aircraft from Pakistan that have been procured and will soon be delivered. Besides these new aircraft, we have also supported the Nigerian Air Force to reactivate over 25 erstwhile unserviceable aircraft, thereby significantly boosting the capacity of the service to deliver robust air power in support of our counter-terrorism and counter-insurgency efforts. It is on record that these additional platforms have contributed immensely to the Air Force's successes against insurgents and armed bandits in recent engagements. It is noteworthy that our Air Force has, since its establishment in 1964, been playing critical roles in national security as well as in peacekeeping operations on the African continent. Our contributions in internal security, peacekeeping, and humanitarian operation in places like the Gambia, Guinea-Conakry, Mozambique, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Mali, Guinea-Bissau, and Cameroon have not only been a source of pride to us as a nation, but has also projected us as a reliable regional power that has helped stabilize other nations and stood firm in defense of democracy. This is indeed most commendable, as the Nigerian Air Force, alongside other services, continue to play its unique role in the counterinsurgency operations in the northeast and anti-banditry operations in the northwest, as well as other operations in other parts of the country, where our officers, airmen and airwomen, soldiers and ratings are performing gallantly. I wish to commend the Chief of Air Staff, as well as his officers, airmen and airwomen, for not only remaining at the forefront of the fight against all enemies of our country, but also for the various laudable initiatives embarked upon to bridge capacity and capability gaps, as well as enhance infrastructure in the service and exploit research and development for improved self-reliance. I also congratulate the Air Force leadership and urge them to sustain this trajectory. On our part, we will continue to support you in any way we can to help you become more effective in the execution of your mandate for the safety and security of our country. As part of our commitment, I have released 2 Augusta 101 helicopters from the Presidential Air Fleet to the Nigerian Air Force to improve its tactical lift capability. We believe that releasing these helicopters to the Nigerian Air Force will add more value to the nation as the service employs them in logistic movements in support of their operations, carry out liaison missions, conduct training of additional crew, as well as execution of special missions. It is on record that one of our key promises to the Nigerian people is the resolve to maintain unyielding in confronting the Boko Haram insurgency, as well as other forms of criminality that have bedeviled our country. The successes we have achieved so far have restored some level of stability, not only in Borno and Yobe State, but also in Adamawa State. Consequently, I want to sincerely thank Nigerians for believing in us and coming together as a nation, irrespective of political, religious, and ethnic affiliations, to bring this scourge to an end. I want to once again salute the resolve of our armed forces and the invaluable contributions of all security agencies towards dealing with all threats to our peace and well-being. It is noteworthy that professionalism, capacity building, and the necessary equipping of the armed forces and other security agencies are a major thrust of our administration. Accordingly, the acquisition of brand new platforms and other supporting equipment for our Army, Navy, Air Force, and other security agencies is ongoing. This is in practical fulfillment of my promise to re-professionalize and re-equip an armed forces and the security agencies so that they can effectively discharge their duties to our great nation. I have no doubt that the empowerment, the employment of this Mi-171E helicopter and the reactivated Alpha jets and the L-39ZA aircraft will add impetus to the combat effectiveness and operational efficiency of the Nigerian Air Force in combating our contemporary security challenges. Let me, at this point, reiterate that we as a government remain committed to taking the right steps in the right direction in order to achieve the desired results. The acquisition of these aircraft, among several other military equipment, despite our limited resources, is an expression of that commitment. We shall therefore continue to do our best to ensure that every sector of our nation experiences the change that we have promised the nation. As I commission these aircraft into service today, I urge discipline in their operation and a strong maintenance culture that will enable the nation to drive maximum benefits from the investment. May I enjoin everyone to keep faith with us as we steer the country to a more successful direction. I congratulate the Chief of the Air Staff, the officers and men of the Nigerian Air Force on this occasion of the induction of the new Mi-171E helicopter, as well as the commissioning of the reactivated Alpha jets and L-39ZA aircraft into service. I hereby induct this Mi-171E helicopter into the service of the Nigerian Air Force and our fatherland as NAP 582. I also commission the return to service of the reactivated Alpha jets NAF 465 and NAF 471, as well as the LZ-39ZA aircraft NAF 352. As you fly these aircraft, I wish you safe flying operations, safe skies, as well as equal takeoffs and landings. Congratulations. Thank you all, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
On behalf of the President. I have the pleasure and honor on behalf of the Commander-in-Chief to induct this aircraft and cut the tape. Thank you and God help.
Endurance of 3 hours for long, which will boost the endurance 5 hours. So now a fascinating thing about this is it has 2 materials. This material is a self-sealing material. If you're flying to history and the aircraft has been shot, this seals that hole, prevents the aircraft from, the fuel from leaking. Also inside the tank, we have what they call a polyethylene foam, which prevents the aircraft from engulfing during a crash. So towards the up part here, we have armor plating, which protects the main gearbox and the auxiliary power units. Those are critical components of the aircraft, which if being hit by any ammunition, the aircraft drops. So also, we've come to your side, sir. We have a ramp. So at the ramp here, we have an exit, which is used for ramp and fast roping of own troops during insertion operations, sir. So we'll have a harness here, and the troops are being employed through this place, sir. So you can come in, sir. Careful. So also here we have another exit place, which is used for firefighting. Yes, sir. Put bomb bucket attached here, slinged. In, yes, sir. And the bomb bucket can carry 5,000 liters of water. Yes, sir. So then we have an onboard winching system used for winching systems. It is employed for search and rescue operations. Maybe places where we have or disaster. Yes, sir. So you employ and it goes down with the harness. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So yeah, what are the sir? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. The cockpit is night vision compliant. You can drag MDG with it. Go. So the F-39 aircraft, initially it was solely used by the Nigerian Air Force for training role. However, with the current security challenges in the country, it has been weaponized, and the aircraft is used for both training role and kinetic missions, both in the northeast and west. It's a single-engine jet originated from Czechoslovakia, and they have been in the service of the Nigerian Air Force since 1986. These are technical details, so I will not bore you with them. It's capable, it has 5 hard points, capable of carrying 125 kilogram bombs, the 16 rocket pod, which carries about 60 rockets on either side. Also, the Gesha 23 gun. 32. So the two cockpits are, the front normally in training role is for the student, the instructor sits at the back. While for kinetic missions, 2 operational pilots can sit, or a single pilot only in the front cockpit. So if I have some minutes, let me take you around the aircraft. It's a very rugged aircraft, sir. Yes, sir. Only one pilot in front. The student is in front, sir, for training missions. The instructor sits at the back. So you can see it's a very rugged aircraft. Can you shift? It's good for student landing. So about 10 of those in a single training mission, where it's able to absorb some of the inadequate landings by students until they become very professional. So it's very rugged and very durable for training. Where this is one of 3 that have been recently reactivated by the Nigerian Air Force. Thank you, sir. So these are the hard points. We can carry bombs around, sir. Now, okay, hook, sir. Also, interestingly, the outer pylon can be to carry droppable fuel tanks. So, for a normal navigation, additional droppable tanks, the aircraft can give you an endurance of up to 3 hours. 3 hours flying time for a jet fighter aircraft is a very good endurance. 1 hour 45 minutes as it is now, with just the fuselage tanks. There are 3 fuselage tanks and 2 tip tanks. They are not removable, these tip tanks. Sorry, sir. This one carries about 100 liters of fuel. It's capable of carrying about 100 liters of fuel. So there's one on the either end of the wing. It's stated here, sir. And there are 3 integral, that's in the fuselage, under the rear seat and up to the middle section. Thank you, sir.
Let's take one without. One without. Very briefly. Sir, the Honorable Minister of Defense, Chief of Defense Staff, distinguished invited guests, we have now come to the presentation of souvenir. The Chief of the Air Staff and the entire Nigerian Air Force family are so grateful for what the President Commander-in-Chief has done for the Nigerian Air Force that the Chief of the Air Staff this afternoon is making a presentation to the special guest of honor, President Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, President Muhammad Buhari. It's open, sir. It's on this side, sir, so that everybody will see it, sir. The souvenir being presented is the image of the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammad Buhari, along with all the aircraft types that have been inducted into the Nigerian Air Force and those expected, in total 38, the 23 that have been inducted already, the 15 expected, and the 8 unmanned combat aerial vehicles that are also being expected. And the message there says, Your Excellency, thank you for restoring the lost glory of the Nigerian Air Force.